Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, wherever you are. It's Spirit Sessions of You, the Light, and we're coming right from Spirit Sessions Central in Ontario, Canada. But we are coast to coast today because we have our special correspondent, Katie Steinle from the West Coast. We have Nancy Katzmagic from North Carolina. So we're covering the whole bases here. And you know, what's a summer solstice party without a guest who's late? So Jen Soto is struggling to get online. So hopefully she'll get her internet stuff ready and worked out. She's driving like a madwoman to a place where she can get on. Hopefully it's just be calm, and we'll add her in when she gets here. So don't worry about it, Jen. We hope you can get that stuff sorted out. That's what we're just go on the fly. We do whatever we can.
Let's explain to everybody. Jen literally got into Alaska, the last frontier, right? Like she is homesteading for the next week. So she didn't know, until she tried this morning, like what was going to work. So
yeah, and it's sad. She's in the land of the midnight sun. Let's put it this way. So solstice is this week. Today is Father's Day in North America. And also in the Netherlands, I found out, probably in other places in the world too. But Kim Van Sandy, our other co-host, is in, and she said, yeah, it's here too. So she was surprised we're celebrating. I'm not sure about other places in the world. So please chomp in and let us know if you're celebrating Father's Day too. So happy Father's Day to all our male counterparts. And may the force be with you. Because it's not every day is Father's Day, isn't it? Sorry.
Rhonda, is it not Father's Day today in Canada?
Oh, it absolutely is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, I took my husband for a walk in the woods at 5 a.m. this morning.
Yes.
Yeah. So I said, you can come with me. I'm going to do forest bird monitoring. Come along. Yeah. So he gamely got up and followed me out to the woods. But yeah, it was nice. So Teresa and Bex are off today. Teresa's taking her break, and Bex is off celebrating as well. She's a new grandma celebration. Yay. Teresa has a fantastic meditation tomorrow on the Breakthrough Network show. There's a registration link in the comments. I'm sorry, not in the comments, in the information. Oh, there's Kim. She's saying hi. Beautiful.
Hi, Kim. She is just a ray of sunshine.
She is absolutely
a summer solstice party without Kim.
That's right. Absolutely. And it's getting close. So we're going to give over to Katie, and she can talk about all the energies that are going on and will affect us for the rest of the summer. But to start off, I'm giving you
on this card. Yes.
A message today. It's from my Kyle Gray, the Angel Guide Oracle, and it's forgiveness and understanding. And what I love about this card is that beautiful yellow sacral chakra sun. And we talk about the sacral chakra often. So solar plexus chakra often as being the little central sun in the center of our body, talking about our self-worth and our our reason to be here. Like we are to be here. That's it. We have to prove nothing. We just have to exist. That's all we need to do. So this is our card for today. And it's a forgiveness and understanding. And for the week, when you're doing the solstice celebrations or just reflecting upon this time of year, reflect about what you need to forgive and what little understanding you can give to yourself. Because it's been a year. There's lots of stuff we can forgive ourselves for, lots of stuff we don't need to forgive ourselves for, but we should forgive ourselves for anyways, and a lot of understanding. Just give yourselves a break this week. It's a long day. Give yourselves a break. Go out and enjoy the sunshine. So that's your message for today. And I'm going to hand it over to Katie, and she can talk about the solstice energy for this coming time period. And also, in the meantime, I will be talking to Jen and seeing how she's coming along and communicating. So I'm not ignoring you, Katie. I'm listening.
Oh, no worries. I get it. We would love to have Jen on if possible. Well, hi, everybody. I'm back at you, your spirit session weather reporter, if you will. My background is in human design, astrology, qigong, all things energy. So, as above, so below. We are, especially with all the solar flares, even if you're not into astrology, I mean, that has made, national news over and over again. We have just been bask in this, heating up of the sun, reaching its peak in every 10-year cycle. It kind of ebbs and flows. And this year and going into next year, it is at the peak of the cycle. So we are really starting to realize how much influence, the stars and the planets have, on the background frequency, right? That we are all moving through and swimming through, at any given time. And you will hear me say over and over again, because I truly believe it. Awareness is everything, as we move through these unprecedented times, these uncharted waters, things are just shifting and changing, and sometimes it feels all too much. So when you can stop and just take a few minutes to tune into a show like this, to get on top of understanding, what the planetary transits and influencing energies are doing, it helps so much. And instead of, being that surfer on the first day, getting hammered by all the waves and going into victim mode, because we just get overwhelmed. I mean, we all do it. I'm guilty of it too. But at least being able to master the waves, right? So you can, when something kind of, unfolds in front of you, it's like, right on time, universe. Okay, let me just move through this, or let me be able to, because I'm understanding it and I'm not going into panic, be able to really tap into the highest potential of that energy. That's when you start getting into the magic, right? Starting to co-create your life and choose, make conscious choices so that you can live your best life. I mean, that's what we're all here to do, is to wake up and, strip away all the conditioning that, from the time we were born, our parents, our teachers, our friends, the world, everybody, puts on us, and get back to the core of who we really are. So I'm going to talk about what energies we are going to be moving through this summer. And we called this the Summer Solstice Party, because look at us. We got all our party people in the house. Jen and I are both full Leos, like smack dab in the middle of August. So we are like little rays of sunshine. We live for the summer. So that's
two Aries and two Leos. What could be more party?
Oh my.
Wait a minute, we both have Leo ascendants too.
Yeah, we Leo ascendants.
Yeah, we do, both do. So we are all over the place with the fire.
Oh, you're right. Holy
yes.
Yeah, if you are like kind of sleepy, not quite yet awake, just sit here in our energy with all of this.
We'll vibe, yeah.
You will be wide awake by the time we are done with you. Yeah, and so exciting times. We have the summer solstice this week. Woohoo! On the 21st. We have it every year, and all it means, if you're in the northern hemisphere. Oh, I love the sunflowers, Rhonda. That's my flower. How did you know? Oh my God, I love it. Synchronicity. The solstice is basically just where the one day of the year where we receive the most light from the sun. And after that, the days start getting shorter, even though it's really just kicking off summer. But it is when you really start to become aware that, that you're not alone in the world. Everything is interconnected, in this great web that weaves us all together. And if it's not physically, it's energetically, it's consciously, we're all connected. I think we've probably all, or most of us, have had that time where you're thinking about a friend and then boom, all of a sudden they call you, or, just these weird synchronicities that you go through life and you dismiss. But no, it's because they were thinking about you and you picked up on that, because we all are connected in the quantum field. So let's celebrate, that we have this time, this season to really, be able to express ourselves, like you can see with all of our fiery energy, and tap into that extra boost of creativity and all the things that you think of when you think of summer and hot, lazy days, and just having fun and tapping into that lighter side of yourself, because sun is light. Light is consciousness. And what's been happening on the planet with all things, that seem to be falling apart and breaking down, and, shifting relationships, all these changes in your life personally and then collectively, we are at this time in our human history where we are shifting epochs. You probably heard, even back when you were growing up, about the age of Aquarius, and they made songs about it, and it sounded all woo woo and like, wow, that's so far away. Well, guess what, guys? It's here. It is here. It is happening. But when we go through these, these cycles that last thousands of years, it's like, I think we all are so used to New Year's Day, where it's like you go to bed one night and it's, 1 year, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, poof, everything's got to be different. It's a whole new year. And then you realize like a week later, nothing really has shifted. It's like, you have to realize, it's a very slow, kind of transition. So, there's a lot of, discussion on when does the actual age of Aquarius officially start. And I think the reason people can't completely agree is because it is, kind of this like slow, mutative, transitional event. It could take hundreds of years. But you can see we are at this time, where we are moving and shifting from, the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. And so it's really exciting if you can think of it and get behind that energy, because, turn off the news, turn off the naysayers, just do what you can to empower yourself to, have your energy field, in a high vibrational place where you are making yourself aware, you're being discerning, you're no longer just, listening and trusting, whatever somebody is spoon feeding you, and you're really stepping into that Aquarian energy of, choosing how you are going to move through life and what timeline you are going to move through, as best as you can. And so, just going through, let me just kind of hit on some major energy points. And then after I do, we'll get into some fun and integration exercises so that by the time we're done, you will be like raring to go to have the best summer that you've ever had. So right now where we're at, we've got Sun, Mercury, communication. Venus is the planet of love. It's our values. It's what we, find most important and are drawn to in life. And they're just in the last degrees of Gemini. We are in a Gemini season. If you know any Geminis, they're having a birthday. And so we've got this going on for just the next week. Before we transition. And we've got these three planets, kind of all together in the sky, and they are squaring. So kind of think opposing, putting pressure on Neptune and Pisces. And so what that can do is it can cause, some disillusionment in your life, right? It kind of can just cloud things a little bit. You might not be able to feel like you can see things as clearly as you might typically be able to see them. And, it's very soft and subtle, so just know that, because, you might just want to pay a little extra attention, make sure that you really are understanding, what somebody is saying to you, because this is, kind of set up that you could misunderstand things or, kind of just second guess yourself and not feel like really solid and clear. Nancy, you're nodding your head. Have you experienced that?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm due to order a phone right now, a new phone. And I'm so holding back because I'm a little misfiring on my ordering right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm not just feeling 100% clear on my decisions. So I keep weighing it out until I feel, because I'm going to live with that decision for a while too.
Yes. That's a,
Yes,
thank you.
there's a little haze there. It's almost like a light Mercury retrograde feeling. Yes.
Gosh, you're so in tune. That's a perfect way to explain it, because most people have heard of Mercury retrograde. So I love
And it just feels like a little bit of that happening, which
Uh-huh.
we know what that feels like. So just take that feeling and just set it in and do a little more research before the decisions. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Thank you, Nancy. That was perfect. Perfect. Thank you. And yeah, by next week we should be kind of moving out of that. So hopefully you will get your phone ordered and without any challenges. But we do have a full moon in Capricorn coming up on the 22nd. And let me just talk about Capricorn energy for a minute, because Capricorn, this full moon will activate what we call the world axis. So that means that you will probably see something pretty big playing out on, a public stage linked to like big business or banking, because that's what Capricorn energy tends to activate. And if you're in the US, we are experiencing, we have been for, it's been kind of hitting us, here and there for the last year, what we call our US Pluto return. And that's a big deal, guys, because the Pluto is one of the outermost planets. Pluto's a big boy, and Pluto does not mess around. Pluto is all about death, transformation, rebirth, deep change. Okay. And so this is the Pluto has returned every, 250 years ish. It takes for Pluto to kind of return to that same point in the sky that we were at in 1776 when the US signed our Declaration of Independence. And you can see just in that energy, where that group of tremendously brave individuals was able to have the courage to stand up and say, live free or die. We will live by these principles, or, we will protect them, with our death, not to get too dramatic, but, it's a great example of the embodiment of that kind of energy. And so, like I said, Pluto, this has come back this last year, but it's just kind of touched and then moved, but it's kind of come back around, touched. This was the last time that it's kind of coming back around and touching the US chart. And it's in the second house. And so that tells us that will it be an influence in our economy and our politics. And so you're going to see Pluto dipping back down into Capricorn. It's going to one last time from September 2nd to November 19th. Well, guess what is right in the middle of that time? The US presidential election.
Yeah.
And so it's no surprise, right? It's so fascinating that Pluto moved into Aquarius, but then it just wants to come back one last time, just in this window, right? And it's at the Pluto US return, which is going to be a big impact on the US. And it happens to go back into Capricorn during our election. And so I'm telling you all this, just because for instance, when Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, you saw that we had, that big stock market crash. We had, that was business economy, right? And we had, it kind of took us into full-blown recession. So it can sometimes, when it goes into the first of it flipping back, it can activate a transformational type of crisis. Now that could be something within your own being, your own self, your own life. Or it could be something bigger, like I'm saying, playing out kind of on a bigger, worldwide scale. And I'm not telling you this in any way to cause any, fear or anxiety. because this can, if you choose to be discerning of, what your environment is, right? What energy are you going to tune into and tap into? Pluto can be incredibly transformational in your life. It can allow you to access new ways of being that you would have never even known about before, right? So again, this is just, it's July, and the summer months might feel a little intense, a little dramatic. I mean, Leo's usually a little dramatic anyway, but a little extra. But you don't have to participate. You can choose, again, turn off the news when you can, or surround yourself with positive, supportive people, play and do things that lift you up and raise your energy, and let this transformational time shift you in ways that are positive and, ascension, oriented. Because I can say, and I think all of us here on this show that really strive to do this, on the daily, you can see a complete difference in your reality. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any-
too? I was right. The first thing I was feeling too was when you started discussing, it was right in the throat. Right in the throat. Now, and then eventually it was subsiding, but boy, I got it right in the throat, and that made me put a little side note to self, a little extra energy for the throat chakra, for some sharing. Make sure whatever's going on in this area gets a little extra support doing that.
Yeah, funny, I'm feeling it more in the heart.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's angst or anger, so I have to be careful.
Okay, then I gotta probably be careful what I say.
I'm always not careful what I say, so that's my problem. So
that's an Aries energy. You're just,
it's been a life lesson effort.
Yeah.
I love that you both brought up the heart and the throat. This is how tapped in and tuned in you two are, because there's so many layers. I could spend, an entire show, and I'd love to come back and we can do that, just diving deep into, these energies, because I think, there's so many different things that are going on right now, as we all know, that, there's just so much to, peel apart and really be able to take a look at. One of the bigger, when you really pull up to the 30,000 foot view of what's happening to us collectively, to humanity, as we are evolving. We are really being pushed and challenged to evolve. And that is that age of Aquarian change and shift. Aquarian energy is from the future. Aquarian energy is lightning fast. It's ruled by Uranus. So we are, shifting into this. And what we're doing from kind of like when you think of us, if you think of, the collective consciousness, the chakra system, we are moving from this being able to access, all light is really contained in the heart. Science has proven the electromagnetic field of our heart is like, I don't even know, it's like 50 times or 100 times stronger than our brain. And we tend to live our lives from a mental plane. And so we're shifting into this, more heart-based consciousness that allows us to be multidimensional beings. But what we're now uncovering, what is now being uncovered and revealed to us with all these discoveries and these things that scientists are finding that, have been there the whole time, but why haven't we ever been able to discover them until recently? We are being upgraded into the throat chakra. So I'm sorry, long tangent, but I just find it so fascinating that you two both picked up on, yes, do not be surprised if you are experiencing, some heart activation. And I thank you, Rhonda, for being transparent and honest. And, I think when we think of our heart, everybody thinks, oh, love and light, things are so, but Rhonda was real. And she's like, no, I feel, angst, and I feel anger, and, the emotions that come from the heart. And that is what is going to be triggered, a lot this summer. So I'm so glad that we're having this conversation so we can kind of share some tips that we all do, you know, to kind of move us through. And then like Nancy was saying, that throat, be discerning of the words that you are speaking out, because our words are spells. You know, they create, in human design, all your genetic activations, everything inside of you is trying to make its way to the throat, because that's how we take our inside, and that's how we start to manifest. You know, we speak it out. I am going to do this, or we write it out, or, you know, we express it through the throat.
Yeah, like my word is my bond, and all these expressions through history. Like if you say it, play,
Yeah.
you know, what you have
Yeah.
to keep your word, keep your
Mhm.
word. You know, all those things that we say and we keep and do. Yeah.
Yes, and be discerning of when you are listening to others. In Qigong, our Qigong master would always, you know, especially here, you know, in America, you know, in certain cultures, you know, we want to agree, right? So when people are talking, you know, a lot of times you'll find yourself nodding just to show them you're listening, or be polite. But he said, be very careful with that, because when you are just doing this and nodding, just like what you're activating when you're talking about your meridians or your electrical system, you are taking that in. You're basically taking that into your system with the way that your chin points down to your body versus this, you know? So, and I realized I'm so bad at this because my whole life.
No. There's where we got to stop you.
Stop me. Yeah, you're right.
Stop you. Stop saying bad things about yourself.
You're right.
That has to go right back to our card. I was just thinking about that. Words are spelled. We say, I'm so stupid. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. No, you're not. So stop saying it about yourself.
You're working on it.
I'm working on it. Yeah. Let's pause.
Thank you, my Aries.
I recognize it.
You're working on it.
Yeah.
No, that's it. See, I love us because we have such a good relationship that we can call each other out and we don't get offended. And this is how it should be, right? Because you're right.
And you're not bad at anything.
And I'm not bad anymore,
You're not.
because it came into my awareness and I realized how much of a people pleaser I have been my entire life, just the way that I was raised, right? You know, children are to be seen and not heard, talk about the throat chakra. And so a lot of times I would just do this, right? And so, yes, just these simple things, right, that, you know, you can kind of work on. And I'm glad we just showed you something that now I'm going to be more consciously aware of, what the words that I speak, because I'm buying into that if I'm saying it.
And it's even going through your feed. And even when going through like your Facebook feed or something, and just hearten and everything just to make them feel better. I that's something I stopped doing too.
Oh yeah, like, no, if I don't agree, I don't
agree with that. And just let it go on, you know. I don't need to appease anybody in there. I mean, just let it go. That's their opinion, so be it. Next, you know.
Yeah, just don't.
It's all good.
I don't even engage when I don't agree with something.
Yeah.
I know there's lots of people. Anyways.
I think
watch what you put on your Facebook page. Make your Facebook page your vision board.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Like, make it your Facebook page your vision board. Yeah, your life might not be roses and sunshine, but you know, all that stuff feeds it. So put only positive stuff on your
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to know that you had a fight with your husband today or your siblings are idiots. You know, we don't need to know that. And you don't need to share it. Keep it. Put it, you know, life is full of challenges, but that's how I get better. Stuff like that. If you want to express your day. Yeah. Rephrase it in a positive way. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I wish my life was as good as my Facebook page.
I know. We want to be real, right? It needs to be balanced, but exactly.
Yeah, but I treat it like a vision board, and like I don't care. This is what I want my life to be. So that's what it looks like. Sometimes it's just dogs and cats and pretty flowers, but yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, sister. I think the world could use way more of that, right?
The compost pile is behind. Yeah. Nobody needs to see the compost pile.
Well, okay. So with that full moon that I mentioned that we've got coming up in a week, that full moon is going to be opposing Venus. And that is in that Pluto return chart that I was talking about in the US. And so that that could trigger, something to do with wealth, with currency, with money. And I found it interesting that just this last week, I don't know if you heard much about it, but Saudi Arabia on June 9th, that our negotiation was up, that it last, I don't know, 20 years, however many years. But the Saudi Arabia decided to not renew the US dollar to be the currency for trading oil. It was considered to be the currency everybody used worldwide.
Oh.
And so that's interesting, right? Because we had this kind of energy that we are in the midst of, and you can see how it is playing out, in certain ways. So just, wanted you to be aware of that in case anything else, does come up around money or, health, employment. Those are things that Venus would be ruling in the US chart. And then we do have, it's opposing the MC, which has to do with leadership. And again, it goes back to disillusionment. So just be extra, careful on what you're hearing and what you're buying into right now. Because I think what this is doing is more people are seeing the truth just in the conversations that I've had. And it's not my truth. I'm just saying, their truth. And no longer just, automatically believing everything that is said. So again, see, some of this stuff can be, very positive, even if it doesn't necessarily seem so, in the moment that it's happening. Now, at the end of July, on July 21st, we have a second full moon in Capricorn. Okay. So this is just interesting, right? A lot of this Capricorn energy is getting like really, really triggered. And that one is going to be at the very last degree. So each sign has 30 degrees, right? So the July full moon in Capricorn is going to be at the 29th degree. Whenever we have something hitting at that last degree of a sign, again, it can be, it can pack a wallop because it's going to kind of give you like a last little zinger of that energy, before it moves on. And so this is, going to be next to that Pluto, in that US chart, the full moon. And let's see, we're going to kind of have this until, like I said, November. And then Pluto's finally going to move on. But I just kind of want to make you aware, because, just finances, business, things like that. It'll be interesting to see, what plays out this summer for us. And then one more thing to point out in July. Oh, thank you, Kayla. One more thing to point out, July 14th through the 16th, we've got a biggie. We've got Mars and Uranus conjunct in Taurus, touching in the sky. This is very, very hot, volatile, eruptive kind of energy. This is these are big planets. So this is something to just kind of keep an eye on. People could lose power, both literal, electricity power, but, power within their own lives, or, maybe leadership could lose power. It's going to be sudden. It's going to be something you didn't necessarily see coming.
What was it?
I love that mantra. It's a positive way, right? And it's you're anything we can do that encourages self-empowerment. That is when I'm talking about us shifting, into these bigger cycles. The next big cycle that will start officially in 2027 is the cycle of self-empowerment.
Yeah.
So Breakthrough Network show, good job. You are
Jessica. Yeah,
Jessica. Thank you for sharing that message. I so appreciate that. Just mid-July, last half of July, just keep an eye out. Like Nancy said, just be aware of your throat chakra, because things can be, very, volatile. And it could also mean Mars and conjunct Uranus could mean like a consciousness upgrade. Again, it's not, I don't want to portray like gloom and doom, because,
right.
It depends on, you choose, right? What's it going to be in your life? And like Jessica just said, the more that you make healthy choices, the more that Uranus is this explosive, like electric, where you have all of a sudden these aha moments, or these like downloads and like all of a sudden you have like this clarity that you've never had before. And the Mars is active. These are what these Aries people, just live off of. They bold out and they're bold and they're brazen and they're like, I got this idea, I'm gonna go do it, and they go do it while us Leos are laying in the pool.
Yeah, my mind might be doing it. I may be just in the pool. I've got that Leo ascendant. So.
Oh my God, I understand the struggle is real, my friend.
It is.
I get you. I know these guys are like 5 minutes before we go live. They're like, Where's Katie? I'm like, I'm coming in hot. Let's see, Uranus is more of that Aquarius world changer energy. Exactly. So see, look at it. I love Jessica because she's throwing these like really positive ways that we can look at this energy. I mean, don't be surprised if people that aren't vibrating and not using their tools do act in these, volatile, eruptive type of power displays. But you don't have to participate, like she said. Have to buy.
Chicken Little, the sky is not falling.
Right. Being aware of the energy assists in others who are not so aware, so we can also assist and maybe send some energy that way.
I love it. I love it. It reminds me being out here in Seattle. I'm sure everybody remembers, or maybe not, Mount St. Helens erupting. That was way back, like maybe
that was 25 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say late 80s. And it seems so far away. I didn't live here at the time, thank goodness. But if you ever get the chance and you're in the area, I highly, highly recommend going and seeing Mount St. Helens area because, yeah, exactly. We're going to be the ones having a good old time, right? And ascending. And like where Rhonda said, a lot of people are going to think the sky's falling. But with all this Jupiter, Uranus, all this Uranus energy, the people that are doing the work are going to see that the sky is merely opening and it's just allowing that much more light. It's allowing that much more consciousness upgrade. So you can bring all these sensory perceptions that we've tamped down back online. And oh my gosh, you're just going to open up. Worlds will open up for you. But I was saying about Mount St. Helens, because if you go there, I mean, when you see the destruction that a volcano at ground zero does, it obliterates everything in its path. And on a grand scale, you can imagine, and you can see, like Rhonda was saying, 20 something years later, the utter
it has to be longer than that, but yeah, I'll look it up. I'll Google it.
I think I think you're right. Cause I think not too long ago, we celebrated the something like 25th anniversary of it. But what's amazing, you on one hand, you're just like in awe and humbled at, the magnitude and the power of Mother Nature and Gaia and, God or whatever your belief system is. But then what is crazy is like all of a sudden when you're looking, you'll see these little shoots.
New growth. Yeah.
New growth.
That's what I was waiting for. It's like, but there's a new growth that comes.
And you're like, how could that come? Yeah. When you see it's like somebody just took a blowtorch, and just completely annihilated it. And it's just
blew up half the mountain, right? It blew up the center of the mountain.
Yeah, literally blew off the mountain.
1980, May 18th, 1980.
Okay, so 24.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the metaphor, I feel like, for what is happening on Gaia, in our lives individually, collectively, as we are in this, kind of shift and change. You can look out and you can see utter devastation and, just war and hate and evil and all the things. Or
44 years ago.
Wait.
44 years ago. Yeah.
44 years ago, darling.
Oh, I'm like, it hasn't been that long.
So
you're making me feel old.
Now I feel really old because I know where I was. I'm going, oh,
yeah. It's one of those things where you like
graduated high school, man.
Yeah.
Man, talk to people.
Were you born?
Yeah. I was like a little baby. No. But just a metaphor that, or you can look, and that's what I did. I just was in awe at just the growth. And I'm like,
but through the shift, through the devastation comes this beautiful rebirth.
Yeah.
New birth that comes up, and sometimes that needs to happen.
It does. And that's how you
break down Bremerton.
I didn't know Jessica lived in Bremerton. Oh my gosh. Which is in Washington, everybody.
Okay.
She said you could feel the energy. I just got goosebumps head to toe, Jessica, because if you ever do get the chance to see something like that, and like Rhonda was saying, literally half a mountain blows up. That's the power of what transpired. And then to feel it, that's beyond an earthquake, right? That's like an earthquake on steroids. It's incredible. But these are the times we're in this Uranus energy, that's exactly the metaphor, right? It's doing that to the earth. We need it. Otherwise we would just continue in ways that are no longer working. Oh my gosh, her oldest was born out there. There's something magical about the Northwest. Rhonda would agree with me. And it's interesting in Feng Shui, when you look at it, from my Qigong training, energetically, the Northwest represents heaven energy, which is just incredibly beautiful, spirit and heaven. And you feel like you're in this pure place. We were talking about the last frontier, right? Where it's still somewhat untouched territory. It's just, incredible time to be alive. But why don't you guys share, oh, go ahead, Rhonda.
I was going to say, you're going to do some tones for us. Poor Jennifer is stuck in Alaska, way up in Heatherman, because she's in the far Northwest.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
She can't get in, can she?
She just can't get in. So
not for lack of trying.
We'll have to have Jennifer back again. You two, we're gonna schedule.
Yeah.
When you're both back, maybe we can get her to go to Seattle, and then you guys can do a show from there.
Oh, absolutely. We would have so much fun.
We've got time this summer, and she's still going to be around. So
we'll
schedule another one. We'll do a summer update. Yeah. Oh, the 8/8 one would be good, right? 8/8 gate would be good.
This is Lionsgate is gonna, that could be its own show. We should do that.
That's
going to be the Lionsgate. They are incredible activation periods. Where there's Stargate kind of portals open up, and this one's going to be an incredibly transformative.
My whole head is like lifting up right now, like my hair.
That's awesome to know. That's a little foreshadowing, and I have a Reiki class 2 days later, so that's awesome. So
okay. Head goosies, man. Head goosies.
Whoa.
That's gonna be a biggie.
I love it. I love it. Did you get it? Did you get any kind of download?
Oh man, I don't know. This is new. I usually get it on my arms, not on my head.
Oh my gosh, it's powerful. Okay. She's like a little antenna.
Oh man.
Yeah. So see what just happened to Nancy in August. Mark your calendars. So you want to block out some time. It's kind of like with the eclipses, where you could go about your day and just go, oh cool, but really just block out a little bit of time for you to kind of stop your life. It was so crazy. Rhonda, you were in ground zero or whatever you call it. But even where I was, you literally, if you paused, you could literally feel nature pause with you, in these pivotal kind of moments.
So Nancy is now picking up HBO and Showtime. LOL. That's from Jessica, just for our podcasters, and we're all laughing because her head's she doesn't need an electrician to come and fix her power. She'll just.
Oh my god! Yeah, who needs a new phone?
Phone. I don't need it. I can just pick up the calls.
That is how powerful Lionsgate is going to be this summer. So mark your calendars and try your best to really, just take a few moments and honor yourself, right? By tapping in and tuning in, because you can see
I'm
what
sure
might
we're going to do something that
So
and
is
help
there
prepare
any
you.
special ceremonies we should do on solstice? Is there anything you like to do on summer solstice?
For me, I like to, I'm sure I probably could have come up with, some really cool, elaborate ceremony. But what I do is I live by this incredibly large lake, Lake Washington in Seattle. And so I, make a point to go down to the lake, and just really spend time sitting in the sun, tuning in connecting with the elemental energies, air, fire, wind, earth, and breathing into and opening up my heart to allow, that's this pivotal time where we have the most light, incoming. And so I intentionally bring that into my heart, and then creating, and I'll usually do, like maybe 3, because you want to keep it relatively small so that you can give your power to each intention that you create, instead of making a really, really long list. But I will go right where the waves are lapping up on the shore, and I'll take a stick. Oh gosh, her youngest daughters were both born on the solstice. Oh, wow. Very magical.
She has a
That's,
lot of birthdays this month.
oh
So
my
we
God.
have a cake. So a cake is a good idea.
Yes.
My
Cake's
guess
always
is
a good
just
idea.
a lemon cake, but that's me.
Oh, yum. So I'll draw with I'll stick right where the water meets the earth, and I'll come up with like 3 words that represent the intentions that I want, like abundance, say. And so I'll draw in the sand with my stick, abundance. And I am not kidding. It's interesting. If you step back and you just wait, sure enough, the water comes and it takes your wish and your desire, and it picks it up and it carries it off. And it's just the most simple, beautiful thing. So that would be my advice, is sometimes I think we get, again, catch yourself living life from your mind, from the mental plane, right? We get so caught up in our heads, and I've got to do this elaborate ritual and, stand on one foot and, spin 3 times and chant this and do that. And that it absolutely works. It's a permission slip. Whatever you do that is going to make you feel more open and feel more empowered to create what you want to create, do it by all means. You just don't want it to become a crutch where it's like, oh, shoot, I missed that step. Oh, dang it. Now it's not going to work. Anything that you put your heart and your mind when they're in coherence behind will manifest, because it's your passion, and you've got all that electrical energy of your soul, your higher self, your energetic, body behind it. And it might not manifest in your, our timeline, right? Like, I need it tomorrow. And if it didn't happen tomorrow, well, oh, everything's ruined. Just keep taking a step each day towards what you're passionate about. And I guarantee if you continue at it, you will see changes, you will see shifts. And it's just miraculous. I'm sure we could all share stories of how that's happened.
Now, also, if you're not right near the water, what I do is I write down 3 things and release it with fire.
Oh,
yeah. Write them on bay leaves. Put them in the fire. Perfect.
That is. Yeah, bay leaves. What is it about the bay leaf? I've heard that before.
Oh, bay leaves are really kind of that, they can clear an area too, but they're just nice to write on, and they burn really fast.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah.
But can we hear your tunes? So I'm going to give a quick recap. So Thursday is the solstice. Saturday is the full moon. So we'll still be in the shadow of both of them when they both happen, and lots of crazy energy when they both happen. So you have some biofeedback tunes to soothe us through this period.
Yes. So if anybody is unfamiliar with my biofeedback system, just to explain it, it works off, they're now finding, this is so cool. They are finding that every cell in your body has its own unique frequency, vibration, right? And they're finding that when we speak, it is a culmination of everything that is going on within our bodies, right? So just capturing your voice, they can break it down on what's happening with you physically, energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, way more detail than like a blood draw. It's incredible. So the system that I have, what it does is I've got thousands of perfected biomarkers in the system that it'll compare where you're at with where the optimal frequency would be. So I have put together, 100 different frequencies that will correspond to these astrological energies, to the sun that we are celebrating with the Solstice event, and just to really kind of upgrade your system so that you can, embody the highest vibrational frequency of the energy that we are in. And as we know, with the law of attraction, when you raise your vibration, whether it's through biofeedback or whatever, it is that we're talking about, and suggesting to do, that is what, will attract that like vibration back into your field. I'll never forget Rhonda telling a group of us years ago, if you want more beauty in your life, what do? You start noticing the beauty just around you. Just make a point to go, wow, that tree is really pretty. Those blooms. Oh, hey, there's a flower I never saw on my walk before. And just by doing that, it's like you're training your energy, your mind, your body to pick up on more of that. I want more of that, please. So even if you're saying, I'm going to be a better person, I'm going to lose 10 pounds or, stop using swear words, or, you can be saying all this and having all those intentions. But if your energy is not there, it's still in anger, fear, all those things, that's what you're going to continue to attract. And that's why people get so frustrated. Like, why can't I see real change in my life? So I want you guys now for the next couple minutes to just sit back. And this is about you just receiving. You don't have to do anything. You just need to get still. So, get comfortable in your chair, wherever you're at. And if you can, close your eyes and just take a couple nice deep breaths and focusing on that exhale, just focusing on releasing, because we need to make room for all of this beautiful light. And we need to be in an expansive place when we're listening to these tones and when we're moving through, this summer, because this is our time to receive all the light that the universe is offering us that will get us through those long, hard days and those long, harsh winters, right? So just keep focusing on the exhale. And I want you to go ahead and just start to open your heart. See just this beautiful spark of white, brilliant white, golden light, just turning on and lighting up within your heart space. And that beautiful spark of light is you. It's your unique essence. Nobody else in this world has your essence and your energy. And we each came here with this beautiful spark of energy to give and to impact and to go forth and to live and experience the happiness and the beauty that this earth provides us. And so I want you to just see that light becoming brighter and expanding out, feeling safe to expand, feeling held and nurtured and cared for. And on this next exhale, I want you to start moving that light down through your solar plexus chakra, through your sacral chakra, moving through your root and into your legs, and feel that beautiful light moving from your feet down now into the earth. And you can just feel the anchor of the earth now starting to just magnetically, effortlessly pull this beautiful spark of your soul down into its core, its crystalline core. And you can see this beautiful, pulsing, glowing, radiating crystalline hub of massive energy. If you can imagine Mount St. Helens times 1,000,000, you are now seeing your light plug into that crystalline core. And now you can feel the electric circuit of that Mother Earth Gaia energy starting to move back up this channel of light that you've created, moving up through the rock, through the lava, through the underground waters, moving up through the roots that you've established back into your feet and into your body. And just sigh it out as you feel that support and that love take over and wrap around you and shoot now straight past up through your heart and just empowering that throat chakra, turning on that third eye and shooting out the crown and just blasting up high, 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 past the moon, past the stars, past the sun, past everything that you know in this galaxy to be true. And on this next inhale, see yourself breaking through that invisible barrier directly into the ethereal Akashic realm, where there is infinite possibility and all-knowing. And just feel yourself expanding even more as you are now in pure light, pure creation. And just like Nancy got that download and that jolt of electricity, you can feel yourself starting to acclimate with this electric, creative, powerful energy. And I want you to breathe it in and start to breathe it down into that channel that you have created, so that as you listen to these tones, you can effortlessly just cycle back and forth between heaven and earth and feel yourself held in the middle. We got the gong. The
Got
gong.
the gong.
And if you had an exceptional response. Congratulations. Well done, everybody. That was wonderful.
That was beautiful. That's the first time I've heard the bird song in
Me
it.
too. I never heard birds before either. It was like, it just made it like a Disney, it looked like a Disney Snow White moment. It was beautiful.
I love it. Perfect for summer, right?
Fun fact about birdsong that I just learned is it lowers our cortisol in our body as a natural response because it goes back to ancient days when we were hunter-gatherers. And when we heard birdsong, we knew we were safe because there were no predators out. Because when predators come in the forest, the birds go quiet. But when, the birds are singing, weather's good, everything's going okay, you're safe, more or less. So.
Thank you for explaining that, Rhonda, because I heard that funny thing. I heard that recently, but they didn't explain why. And so, my mind started to go, well, why? I mean, obviously it is extremely calming, but why? But that makes total sense.
Yeah, it's like even animals react. I mean, all animals react to birdsong, and especially us as being animals. But you look at any animals in the forest. I mean, everybody goes on high alert when you hear a blue jay give the warning call.
Something's up. I listen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm learning all kinds of fun facts.
I'm sorry. This is what happens. I realized that before my parents would all call me, you could only get 3 pieces of trivia, Rhonda, and I never knew where the stuff comes from, but now I do. So it's just stored away.
And we know Rhonda is very connected to the birds.
She is. No, when Rhonda speaks about birds.
I'm not worthy.
Oh, but it was so awesome. Yeah, Melinda loved the birds too. Like, I just loved them. Then I spent the time trying to figure out what to do.
So I just downloaded the Merlin app that somebody suggested, and I'm just throwing it out there because they said it's so cool because if you're walking along and it'll pick up the bird noise, the sound, and then tell you exactly what kind of bird it is.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
The Merlin.
I love that bird app because what it does is, it's by Cornell University.
Yes.
It's a free one. It's like that's where all the ornithologists in the world love going. But I use it. It's my validation, instant validation for birders. Like, that was a Cerulean warbler I heard twice this morning. Or what was that? Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like sometimes you can't remember somebody's name, and you're going, I know that bird. What's that bird?
Yeah.
And you go, oh, that's what it is. And it lights up every time it sings, so you can learn the bird song too.
Nice.
So focus on that this summer. Focus on birds.
Turn off the news and go outside and listen to the birds.
Well, that's why I was wondering. It was like that is coming through the computer, right, and not outside. I was wondering. It was like, no, I'm pretty sure she's got that on. She recorded it.
Yeah. It was awesome. So great. So wonderful.
I wanted to remind everybody too that if they go over to Patreon, they can join and become a member and receive every week these a beautiful summary of energy that's coming in and 10 minutes of tunes that Katie puts together for us and all that assists with the energy that's going on at this time. And what I do is I go on and I have it running while I'm working. I just keep repeating it and then let the energy keep coming in while I'm doing whatever I'm doing. And I love it. I love it. So you too can be a member and come on in for our monthly groups and all this, it helps. It helps.
It does.
You send out the tones a couple of times a week.
I send out, and it's the price of a cup of coffee, guys. It's for $10 a month. I send out every Sunday, once a week, like what Nancy said. And then for $25, you get that once a week, just so you can stay kind of in balance. And then we do a beautiful gathering that we call a celestial circle. And you two are in it. And I mean, you guys, it's like, it is pure magic when we come together. And it's just supporting each other and finding out what's going on. And we're all over the world. And it's the coolest thing because sometimes you get hung up and think, God, is it just me? Is this just happening in my neck of the woods? But then you get on and it's like, No, it's happening to all of us. So how do we move through it, and how do we create and manifest and, just do things to upgrade? That's what you need right now in your
And
life.
these beautiful pieces are available to assist all of us. So you are not alone. This is what we're sharing with you. This is how we keep saying, with the energies that are happening, is all these little pieces put together really assist in getting through and using the energy to the greatest.
Well said.
Well, thank you so much for being on. Just a quick reminder again, to catch Teresa's meditation. I put it in the comments on the Facebook page, but you can also probably go to the video links that are in, and it's just below our guest links. So please do check out Jen's social links too. Zen for Soul. I got it backwards. I'm dyslexic. Her links are in there as well.
Okay.
And we're going to make a date for either the 4th or the 11th of August, before or after Lionsgate. We'll figure out
hopefully.
The bunch. Or we'll just include you in meditation and messages, and you can come in and do the messages for the, the Reader's Digest condensed for the date and with Jen, and we'll figure it out. So Jen, we're inviting you to Katie's house for the 4th.
You're always welcome, Jen. I just went down to LA and visited her, so it's her turn.
Yeah, or you can all come up to my house because it's 30% off.
Listen to the birds.
30% off in Canada.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
just put in the special Rhonda Elliott and you'll get that special.
Cool. Just go to your exchange office. You'll see it works every time. Any special crystals you're working with? Any new ones you purchased, Katie? I just wanted to ask you.
I would not say new, but citrine would be wonderful for the abundance of summer. What is? Oh, of course, Rhonda's wearing it. You can't make this up, you guys. Oh my gosh.
What crystal should I put on of my crystal? I have a few.
That screams summer solstice. Oh, I love it.
Too.
And I just heard Blast from the Past, because you always ask about a favorite song. Scorpions, like that totally, 80s, 90s, giving away my age. Winds of Change. When the Berlin Wall came down, and they are a German band, and they sung about the winds of change. And I happened to hear it last night, and I just got head to toe goosebumps, because it's almost like I feel like if you're struggling or needing, music is just so healing, right? Look up that song and listen to it.
Awesome. Winds of Change. Well,
that's what we're going through.
You need to have a Spirit Sessions playlist too.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
We just need to assign somebody who can actually do that. Anyways, love you guys. Love you. Thank you so much for being here. Be with us next week when we have a local person to me. Her name is Denise Carpenter. She's coming on to talk about Reiki. Because even though we talk about Reiki, we've never really explained Reiki. And Denise is the person whose manuals I use in my class. She's a local author, so she actually writes them down. And I use hers because it's almost identical to what I learned. Symbols, are always different between Reiki masters. So, but we're taught the same way, and so
that sounds like fun.
Her lineage too. So she's been doing Reiki for probably longer than I, and that's saying something in Eastern Ontario.
That is, because Rhonda is
so
master.
She has a wonderful little studio in Perth, Ontario, and she has like a cooperative going on there, so it's awesome. So anyway, she'll come in and explain Reiki and really what it is, besides the gateway drug to spirituality. But anyways, Katie, anything new for you this week? Or besides your Patreon's going strong, and it'll be, oh gosh.
The only other thing, real quick, is if you are interested in learning more about human design, really starting to understand it in a way that you can integrate it into your life, like and really embody it. On Mondays now, I'm partnering with a fellow human design analyst, and we are doing an ongoing study group. And we've started it up already, and just people are getting so much out of it. And it's like what Nancy did, where that it changes everything. It really is life changing when you can really start to apply it on a deep level. And all that information is on, if you just go on my website, katiesteinle.com, or my Facebook is Discover Your Design. Check it out. I would love to have some familiar faces. It'd be great to see you guys.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, we're going to end, but thank you all for joining us. Please don't forget to share it out. Share it out on your pages. Share it out everywhere, because everybody loves to hear the summer solstice energy report. Have a great summer solstice, and start some fires in your own life. Good ones.
Not just metaphorically.
Yeah. Be safe, everyone. Yeah. Only you can prevent forest fires.
That's right.
That's Smokey the Bear always.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.